The San Diego innovation community is
Oh, collaborative and connected.
a great startup founder is someone who.
Who has tenacity.
The biggest opportunity for MedTech right now is
I think it's how do you integrate with AI in a way that is actually realistic and not just a buzzword.
the real challenge isn't creating innovation, but it's actually making sure to build these bridges and making them to come to reality. And that's why my guest today, James Zanewicz from Connect, is actually doing exactly the same. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Very excited to be here. I cannot wait to have this conversation.
Thank you, thank you. So let's start by putting our audience in context. What is Connect?
So Connect is the original accelerator of all accelerators in the world. So Connect was actually helping to bridge entrepreneurship with the real world out of academia before accelerators or incubators were a word. They exist to really help entrepreneurs who are starting companies to access services, mentorship, and capital that help them move forward, grow their companies. And San Diego would not be the city that it is today without Connect. You have companies like Qualcomm and little names like that that many people know of that exist because Connect helped them to grow and thrive. And they started in 1985. It's now 2025, and we're figuring out what our vision is for the next decade forward.
Indeed. So before we dive deep into our conversation, we're going to play a very nice game.
All right.
So I'm going to give you sentences.
Do I get a prize?
I will tell you after,
Okay.
after the video.
It depends how I do. I see.
You're going to rock it. So I'm going to give you sentences. You will reply. You're going to complete the sentences.
All right.
You have 30 seconds to do so, okay? So let's start. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's start. So, the San Diego innovation community is
Oh, collaborative and connected. They are absolutely amazing. It's a very warm community. There's a feeling that bubbles up from the earth here, and people are actually friendly, and they'll say hello to you on the street, or if you're sitting having dinner by yourself at a bar, you can actually talk to people, and that actually drives a lot of innovation. It's just, the openness to hearing new ideas.
good answer. Second one, a great startup founder is someone who.
Has tenacity. I think it's all about tenacity, the ability to move forward and overcome obstacles.
Indeed. The biggest opportunity for MedTech right now is?
Oh, wow. I think there's so many opportunities. It is, I think it's how do you integrate with AI in a way that is actually realistic and not just a buzzword.
Indeed.
Because the infusion of AI into everything, and AI layers over many technical devices and medical devices and medical software systems and things like that. But you can't just say you're using it, you actually have to find a way to make it impactful.
Indeed. The one thing every innovator needs to succeed is?
Oh, capital.
Yes.
Capital,
indeed.
money, and actually I would say option two is, in addition to that, is a good team.
Yeah.
And they go hand in hand, so you can't really say one or the other. You have to have a really strong team all moving in the same direction, and you have to have the capital to fund that.
Great. And the last one, when research meets industry.
Oh, magic happens. Absolutely. When you're looking at academia or nonprofits and the people who are pushing the boundaries of science and developing what's next, and then you bring in industry and they're able to help figure out how can this meet a real world problem, that's where the magic happens, and we actually get things that benefit society.
Indeed. So we were talking about building bridges between innovation and then the real world. And you are working all the time with startups, research, and the industry. What makes your model, Connect model, so sustainable for these people joining you?
So we're really fortunate. So we are a nonprofit. We raise the money that we operate on every year through people who join our board or grants or people who just believe in the mission and donate. But I think the reason that it becomes sustainable is people do become helped by Connect. Their company becomes successful, or they achieve that investment round, and they want to give back and help the next generation. And I've found, just in my few months here, people in San Diego are very passionate about San Diego. It's a city very similar to New Orleans, where I came from, where people believe in the city and they want the city to succeed, and they're willing to give back in a way that does that.
Yeah. One of the conversations all the time, we're talking about the AI. What are the challenges that AI has to face to adapt into the medtech and healthcare space?
A lot of this boils down to the data, and this is something that I've talked with a lot of companies about and a lot of academic institutions, because people collect data in different ways. It looks different. Sometimes they call it dirty data. Sometimes where it's not it's not all congruous in the same. You're not putting the same information in. You're not tracking it in the same way. And once you've seen one academic center or one hospital, you've seen kind of one way the data is collected. Even in systems that are more uniform, people put the data in different ways, and if you can't leverage that data to drive your model for the AI, you can't actually have impactful AI. And it really does all come back to that data kind of as the gold driving it, and how can we come together as an academic and industry community to figure out a standard that we can all agree to and say, here's how we're going to collect data, and here's what's fair to access the data where it's not necessarily free, but it also isn't overcharged for.
Let's think about 5 years' time.
Mm-hmm.
How would you like the medtech space in San Diego and in a bigger scale in US to think when they speak about Connect?
Yeah, I want them to think about us as that neutral party that you can go to figure out where you go next. We have many services, but there are many services throughout the entire ecosystem in San Diego. And as a nonprofit that isn't funded by any one organization, we don't have any kind of one person that is driving us forward. We're able to look at what is best for that individual company or that individual investor, and it may be referring them to places like Biocom, like EvoNexus, like some of the services that UCSD has or San Diego State has, and and then bringing them back in for some of the services Connect has. But what we really want to focus on is what is best for that company in the long run, and what is going to help them grow, achieve, and drive the economy in San Diego, and not just in San Diego, but to kind of bring the world to San Diego and take San Diego to the world, because you can't isolate yourself. So while Connect exists to help companies that are in the San Diego County and have a San Diego County zip code as part of their business address, we will help anyone else access those companies that make sense, and help anyone who invests, who wants to invest in San Diego companies, which are some of the best companies in the world, to come here and kind of get that pre-curated list of companies that they know are quality, because Connect has worked with them. We've paired them with really great mentors. They had some of their early investment perhaps, and have gone to a stage where it's ready to look at those next levels of investment, those Series A, Series B, those kinds of things, and to do so in a way that is transformative for the region.
To finalize our conversation, any trends that you see in, let's say, partnerships that fuel innovation right now in San Diego?
I think we're looking at a lot more creative partnerships between academia and industry. With the funding the way it is on the federal level right now, you see universities and industry partnering in ways they haven't before, I think. And I think it's ways that have happened in kind of little bits before, but now is much more open. There's a lot more open conversation. I think you see academic centers looking at solving problems as well, and how can they use the basic knowledge that we want academia to always be creating basic knowledge, because if you don't have them do that, you're not going to open up entire new fields. But there's a lot more, I think, of a look and feel at what are problems that exist in society that industry is facing, and that can be anything from actual technology to the workforce that helps develop that technology. The academia produces a lot, and how can those groups come together and develop pathways that make more sense?
Indeed. Well, James, thank you very much for accepting the invitation to being with us today at MedTech World, and we hope to see you very soon.
It was absolutely my pleasure. I hope so too.
Thank you very much.